15 love.
In the mixed doubles match we had in the afternoon session, there was just one player on the court, Marcelo Mello, that hadn't played already in the singles. Of course, in this one we got 3, so it might be a slightly slower start than we saw earlier. First few games of the afternoon session mixed doubles was scorching. Great quality of tennis. And that'll do nicely for Team GB to start things off, picking up right where Katie Boulter left off against Ayla Tomljanovic.
Yeah, well, their confidence is up, isn't it? And so it should be. Katie's she's improving in front of our eyes, isn't she? I think really good young player now and world class. And she will be confident here, I bet.
Yeah, she's an interesting one. Katie Boulter was a much heralded junior player in the UK, but she has had a tough run of injuries. You feel like at 27 years old, her best might still be yet to come. You certainly hope so.
Yeah, I think she could be good for the sport, Katie. I mean, you know, especially from GB, you know, we need good British players in the sport, and she'd be a great asset. She's vibrant, really wonderful young lady as well.
And she's got an Aussie boyfriend.
Well, yeah, I'd like to think that's an advantage, but people might debate that with me.
She thinks it's not an advantage in this tournament, doesn't it? She described it as super awkward just a few minutes ago.
Yeah. Well, I noticed that Alex wasn't out watching in the Australian players' box against her, which was sort of nice of him, probably. I doubt she was when he was playing either, you know, having to follow up with the next singles. She's powerful, though. You know, Katie, she sort of hit Ayla off the court a little bit, didn't she? Just overpowered her a little bit, and she's a bit of a force to be reckoned with, I think.
Yeah, if she's in position for a ball, she's some ball striker. Movement is the weakness, but on a doubles court, that's a bit less of an issue.
I think the Aussies, they'll be tough to beat here, though. I'd be surprised if they're not extremely competitive. I mean, they've got the #1 player currently in the world in the women's and #4 in the men's here. They'll be tough to beat.
Yeah, it surprised me to see that these two hadn't played together before. Surely this is a Grand Slam mixed doubles champion team in the making.
Possibly. I know that Storm won the US Open with John Peers, another Aussie who's been around a while.
I guess world #1, she'll have a pick of partners, won't she?
They'll be begging. Well, she hasn't picked the ball up early there, though. Katie's gone straight at it twice here, and that's a slow start by her standard, Storm. Looks like she hasn't focused on the ball twice there.
Split second before the out call came, but out it definitely was. And that's a much needed hold for Australia. This is confident hitting from the Brits, though. It feels like Katie Boulter's confidence is rubbing off on them all just at the moment.
And that first serve is a real weapon here, too. So, you know, holding serve obviously is the first agenda in doubles, so her first serve should play a major role.
Nice reactions from Neal Skupski up at the net there, looking sharp.
So much more rushing of the net in modern doubles. Look how close he is here. I mean, that's almost impossible to miss if that ball comes at you. So close.
Great serve from Katie Boulter. Why is that they do close the net so much more these days? Is it because the art of the lob has died?
Well, it's a bit of a long discussion. It's been coached for quite a few years now, and players do rush the net. I tend to think the absolute quality of volleys is not necessarily as good, but
The Brits trying to prove you wrong there.
Yeah, no, exactly. But if you rush the net, it is an easier trajectory. You can pick off the ball a lot easier. And you know, in the old days, you used to hold your position more. You used to hit volleys from the service line instead of on top of the net. So I think that art form has disappeared, but it's been replaced by something different now. Gee, she's not afraid to have a go at that second ball, is she?
I think it shows you how much she's feeling it tonight.
She looked at the strings. It sounded like a slight mishit, that one, but it was a big second serve.
Doesn't sound to me, I don't know what you think, like Storm Hunter is quite making a clean connection with the ball just now.
I agree. So the boyfriend's arrived.
He has. Yes, Alex de Minaur has made an appearance courtside in Team Australia, just to be clear.
You're asking a little bit too much from join the great British team here.
Well, I did notice that when Katie Boulter won her singles match, she ran over to the Australian team to celebrate first. I'm sure that's just out of courtesy. I've seen a few of them do it tonight, but she definitely has as good vibes with the Aussie team as she does with the Brits.
Well, why wouldn't she? She's a popular figure, and yeah, they'd love her a bit, and certainly have their sympathies towards her game, at least. You know, she's. Yep, she probably. This would be her second team, possibly.
It can't hurt to have 2 home Grand Slams, can it?
No.
That's just smart maths.
There's not ulterior motives here, is there?
Never from a Brit. Never.
I find it a little bit funny this time.
So on serve 2-1, the Brits lead. You feel like Hunter and Ebden, they are just searching for something here, though. Certainly made the slightly more unsure start. Let's see what Storm Hunter's got on her serve. Just wide. You can see her expecting everything to go in, though. She's having that kind of night. electronic line calling bigging up their part there.
Yeah, using a human voice, but initiated by the technology.
Oof, spotted the open court, spotted Matt Ebden moving.
Yeah, and probably a little bit of a case in point. If you get so close to the net and you commit that much, you're risking everything, but you're going to win your fair share of them. But sometimes that's going to happen. So it's a risk, nevertheless. Yeah, Neal covering the court well, isn't he? He's reading the play nicely. He's being very effective here.
15-13.
And Katie Boulter not fazed at all by the speed of Storm Hunter's serve. She's standing up in the court and really giving this a nudge, putting Storm under pressure.
Yeah, I think that was Leighton Hewitt doing my job for me there. Good serve, great serve, he said.
Well, he can commentate a bit.
He sure can. Goodness, he reads the game well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he was a step ahead. He was very cunning as a tennis player. He knew a lot of things that other players didn't before he walked onto the court.
Oh, that's nice. Brilliant placement on that serve from Storm Hunter.
14-13.
Yeah, well, Storm's going to need a lot of first serves here, I think. She's got a wonderful all-court game, but it's not the most powerful serve. And she'll need more than her fair share of first ones, you would expect.
Well, he had open court to play for, didn't he, Neal Skupski, but just couldn't quite find it. So that is 2-all. And a good hold for the Aussies. Just finding their feet here.
Yeah, I think they've done well to be 2-all, really. The British team here have looked a little bit superior in the first 4 games, but hey, it's a strange old scoring system in this game of ours, and at 2-all now, they've given themselves a bit of a launching pad, the Aussies, to get back in and maybe take an upper hand, possibly.
Todd was saying earlier, and I'm sure you'd second this, that mixed is the format of the game in which the momentum can shift most quickly, most on a dime. Did well there, Matt Ebden, didn't he?
Well, it's a part of the game. Maybe, look, I'm aware that the game is changing constantly, but it's a part of the game I still think is not practiced enough, Kath, and that technique broke down there. So the ball's coming at a pretty rapid pace, and as good a player as this young lady is, that volley let her down. So they're getting their teeth into the match, aren't they, the Australians?
15-13.
Yeah, it does feel like it. They're in this for the long haul, I think. Possible opening here on the Skupski serve. 15-30.
Am I seeing things, or does this look a little bit like Jean-Claude Van Damme here serving? I'm waiting for a kickboxer.
I think when you see Neal backstage, you better tell him that. I think it'd be...
He won't throw one at me, will he?
Well, he might be too young to understand the reference, actually. That would be a blow.
Well, there's that backhand volley again. You know, she takes the left hand off the racket, so you need more strength there. She's been caught late twice on that backhand volley.
How long would it take to improve that technique? How long on the practice court?
Well, I think I see it in young Australian players. They just don't spend much time at the net, and it affects them. I think it gives them another dimension to be able to move forward and make some great volleys.
That's commanding stuff from the Aussies, taking their first break point and really looking like they're cooking on gas now, these two. You can see it in the body language. 3-2, Hunter and Ebden lead.
Great dig.
Yeah, this was classic doubles. Good stuff from the Aussies.
Yeah, they've really got their teeth into the match now. They're making more balls and moving at the right time. Matt Ebden is a quick athlete. He's not the most powerful athlete, but he's quick on his feet. So he doesn't always put the volley away with heaviness, but certainly his foot movement makes him a really difficult guy to play against on a doubles court. So they're starting to combine well.
Yeah, Leighton Hewitt obviously feeling like no advice is necessary at this stage. Yep, just check the clock.
It's all about player management, you know, Kath. Just know when to not say anything.
Sometimes just a pump of the fist will do. Colin Beecher there, the captain of Team GB. He's had a good night, hasn't he? United Cup captaincy debut, 2-0 so far.
He had a bit of tension going there in that first men's singles match. He was riding it. Good for him.
Yeah, deciding set tie break to kick off the tie.
15 love.
Good reaction. Good hands from Neal Skupski there. Just,
59.
I better not fall into the habit of referring to him as Jean-Claude, you know, but he just, you know, took a very small backswing here. And when a serve is fast like that, it makes sense. It's just logical. Shorten the backswing, meet the ball out in front. Good volley. There's a classy volley.
Made that look easy, didn't he?
Sent that back with interest. This takes some good arm strength there.
Really showing off his athleticism here, Matt Ebden. And good communication between him and Storm Hunter there. Oof, that was an opportunity. 30-all ball on the forehand.
Well, that's the type of volley that Storm missed twice in the opening game of this set when Matt Ebden was serving. And Katie Boulter trying to target her there a little bit. But anything flat and hard, if you pick it up early, it's not that difficult to volley. If you
Great hold from Australia to consolidate that break. 4-2, they lead. With the Katie Boulter serve to come. She served really well tonight, but of course will be the more attackable of the two.
Well, I think the Australians need to try and make inroads against Katie's serve as well, because Storm can't serve the opposition off the court. She'll occasionally have a battle to hold her serve, so an extra break here would be rather valuable, you would expect. Yeah, I don't mind that play, though. I mean, the serve was a bit too good in the end, and it shot through on Storm. She tried to take it a bit too early, but that was a premeditated attempt down the line, because she knows if she doesn't go there at all, Skupski will just keep moving and hurting her with the intercept. So, good miss.
Bit unlucky there, Matt Ebden, because it was a lovely backhand volley off the feet, wasn't it? Always harder to volley up than to hit on top of the ball, I think is kind of plays into what we were saying earlier, or what you were saying earlier. Case in point, lovely easy put away, set up by the Boulter serve. She really is having a good service night tonight, Katie.
You know, this net rushing and moving across the court when you're very close to it means I think the returner just needs to pick a spot, usually. And if you're good enough to hit it in the alley there, you're going to win more than your fair share of points on the return.
Oh. She looked like she surprised herself a little bit there. Good hold from Katie Boulter. Tricky for Alex de Minaur to know how to react there. 3-4, the Brits trail. He can't really win, can he? Tough assignment for him tonight. You can see why he wanted to be somewhere where the cameras couldn't catch him during the singles. She said she's been practicing well, Katie Boulter, ahead of this event. She looked high on confidence from the word go. She can have an injury-free season. It'll be very interesting to see what ceiling she can take her ranking to, because I don't think we've really found out what her ceiling is yet.
Have you got an inkling?
I think she's a glorious ball striker. I do have question marks about the movement, if she can improve in that department. I think the ceiling could be pushed higher and higher, because she is a lovely ball striker. But it's not an accident, I don't think, that none of the world's very top players have movement as a weakness. So we'll see.
Yeah.
It's certainly something she's working hard on.
Yeah.
She's going to finish the year in the top 10 now and make a fool of me. You just watch.
I hope she does.
That's nice reactions.
Yeah, when you play so much doubles, you really can read the returns well. You know, you're watching the racket angle, where it's going, how their swing pattern is. Are they swinging early, which would take it down the line? Are they looking to catch it a bit late? And you move accordingly. And you can really, if you can get your racket on the ball that close to the net, you hit a lot of winners. And again.
Yeah. So your feeling is, with the doubles return, it's better to commit and accept that you'll miss a few?
Well, I feel it covers up some poor volleying sometimes, but the odds of winning matches has changed. It's really changed the game of doubles, this net rushing, because you see a lot of easy putaways. It looks spectacular, but it's not that hard for a good tennis player to be able to pick that ball off if they're up close. So it's just the way the game's evolved. It's not probably better or worse, but it's different than it used to be.
That's fascinating.
So I think one of the main contributors of the change is the fact that the rackets have evolved. They're more aerodynamic. They have faster racket hit speed, so they generate more power. And the strings contribute to that. And the first serve is so much harder now to control on the return. So it gives the net rusher a big advantage. The big first flat serve, and you can generally move. So it's just that the skill set's changed a little bit.
Good hold there on the Storm. Hunter serve, they move to within a game of the opening set. I have to say, it was something I was struck by. I was in Turin for the ATP finals, and they obviously have the singles and the doubles there, and it was as serve-dominated a men's doubles tournament as I can remember. Now, they are playing at a little bit of altitude there, so that obviously assists the server. But
and indoors.
Absolutely, but even so, incredibly serve-dominated.
Yeah. She's not to be phased, is she, Storm? She's a real gutsy competitor and stands up, short backswings there. She's compact and uses the speed of the serve. Perfect return.
I can see why the Aussies love her. She's so tenacious, isn't she?
You know, she's a good person. I think that's mainly why we love her. But we like her tennis too, by the way.
Oh, what a turnaround. It's all coming up Aussie just now. It was the Brits that made the strongest start to this set, but now it is 2 break points on the Skupski serve and 2 set points for Team Australia.
Yeah, she was leaning to the backhand, wasn't she? Good serve from Neal there. Just had it going the wrong way.
So 1 saved, 1 to go, and then, of course, potentially a sudden death juice as well. He's missed it, and it is the set to Team Australia. The first they've won for quite some time this evening, going all the way back to that second set won by Alex de Minaur against Cam Norrie. Hunter and Ebden are halfway to an Aussie win.
15 love.
Yeah, good hands from Ebden. There's a bit of old classic volleying there with the. He just dropped the racket head a bit lower and got the whole face of the strings behind the ball, and there was no swing. This ball's coming fast. It just puts the racket face behind the ball. And they're large racket faces these days. So
it's like cheating.
They've certainly got the momentum, haven't they, the Australians here right now?
Yeah, you can feel it. That's nice.
And I'm sure, Kath, that they always thought they were a good chance to win this mixed doubles. So they would have been very disappointed, particularly to lose that first singles match. And all power to the Brits.
Yeah, heartbreaker for Alex de Minaur, as I was saying. Deciding set tie break. Felt like the momentum was with him after he took that second set 6-2. But all credit to Cameron Norrie, who's been struggling a bit for form of late. That win, I think, will mean quite a lot to him, especially at the start of a new season.
It was a strange year last year, wasn't it? He played so well at the first half and just struggled in the second.
Very strange year, and no discernible cause for it. I mean, I guess it's all upstairs, isn't it?
Probably.
All in the head, but
yeah.
Possibly a bit of burnout. He does play an awful lot of tennis.
So Katie's having a bit of trouble there at the net, and they will target her now.
Yeah, they're smelling blood, aren't they, the two Aussies? And they're being ruthless about it.
Yeah, so straight at the net player, and then Matt Ebden again goes straight out of here. Not with any sign of aggression, but
you got to do what you got to do in doubles. Sometimes you get a sort of half-hearted apology, don't you? But
this is a big game for the Brits here. They need to re-establish themselves. Good move. That's a good sign.
Bit of ruthlessness from Katie.
Yeah.
Yeah, she enjoyed that.
Yeah, good move. She read that play beautifully. And by the way, you know, when you're serving here, you need that bit of help at the net. It's a combination that wins service games. It's quite often said in the past, you know, your serve is won and lost by the player at the net sometimes in doubles, so it's imperative that they make some good reflexes up there.
Yeah, exactly as you said, they're really targeting the Katie Boulter volley, aren't they? It's tough for her out there at the moment.
Yeah, this first one had to go back across court through the. That won't work.
Another nice bit of dexterity at the net there from Matt Ebden. And it has created a break point in the opening stages of this second set. And it really does feel like quite a critical juncture in this match just now. Good serve. Yeah, they needed that. So that's the break point saved, but the bad news is that there's another one coming. Because, of course, we play sudden death deuce in the doubles. So it's both game point and it's break point. Well, that'll feel good for Team GB. Certainly not their best service game, but they found a way through. And how often can that prove critical?
Yeah, he did well there, Neil. I mean, that was quite an important moment, really, to win those last 2 points and to get on the board in the second set. The Australians had the momentum, and Matthew Ebden played a good point until the last forehand. He certainly asked the question of Skupski.
Lucky there. She had a nice idea, Katie Boulter, to dig it out from low, but just wide.
Yeah, good eye from Ebden. He was there ready to pounce. He could have put his racket on that ball, but realised it was going long.
I love it when they're so confident in the leave, they don't even look back to check they've got it right.
Well, I've seen a few tennis balls go past their ear.
Oh, he did have a look.
In their life.
Just a sneaky look. A firm hold of serve from Storm Hunter, and we are on serve in this second set. 2-1, the Aussies lead. So Storm Hunter, the world #1, she started 2023 as the world #10 in doubles and without a partner before a surprise phone call came from Elisa Mertens. How much has what she's done this year surprised you?
Well, I think, you know, there's a major difference. I mean, it's like the higher you go, the harder it is to go higher. And to go from 10 all the way to 1, you can see her going to 4 or 5, but to go all the way and be the best doubles player of the year really shows a lot about her character and her commitment, and yeah, and playing well at the right time. I think Fed Cup's helped her a bit too. You know, that produces pressure. It's allowed her to absorb that pressure and then perform in arenas like this.
She's some player in team competitions. Wearing the Aussie colours is Storm Hunter. She's got great pedigree in Billie Jean King Cup and producing it here again tonight in the United Cup.
And I think if I was Matt Ebden, I'd be just politely asking what she's doing for those 8 weeks of the year and those 4 major championships.
Well, I tell you what, this year it's 9 weeks, isn't it? Because an Olympic year.
Yeah.
Could have a medal-winning team here. Again, I expect she'll have her pick, Storm Hunter.
Well, you'd be looking for Skupski to do a lot of moving here in this game. He needs to come in here and help Katie Boulter, because the Australians have got their eye in. They're returning well. But her first serve is big enough to create problems. And so if she gets the first serve in, it's a different story. But any second serves here, and the Australians are going to be all over it. And Skupski needs to have make his presence felt. Good hands from Neal.
He did make his presence felt there, didn't he? Because that was all improvisation from Skupski.
No, he did well here to win this point. I mean, I thought Matt Ebden had him there. Good reaction.
Oh, a Djokovician slide on a hard court. And nothing in return.
And I think a miss of a return like that is there's a lot due to the guy at the net, because they think he's moving. So, you know, it gets you to take your eye off the ball a little bit, literally. I'm not sure whether he's going to fake and stay or actually go.
It was the right idea from Boulter, the whole court to play with, but rash execution. Just a little rushed, perhaps. She's definitely feeling the pressure here, Boulter. One more game point to come.
And I think this is a good move from the Australians, that both staying back. It takes away a slight bit of the advantage for the net player down the other end. Oh, good serve. Gee, it's a good first serve, isn't it?
It is.
You enjoyed that, didn't you?
Yeah, well, you were just saying, you take the net player out of the equation, and Katie said, OK, well, who needs him?
Was that a grimace on Alex's face, or was that a happy smile?
Poor old Alex. It's tough for him tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a bomb. Good serve. Yeah. Not the world's biggest server, but he's accurate. Backs it up well. And understands doubles, does Matt Ebden.
Yeah, there is something quite classical about him, isn't there? He's got that little flicker of a kink in his service motion, hasn't he? Which always kids me into thinking it's an aborted ball toss, but it's how he served for his whole career. Good serving from Matt Ebden.
Yeah, well, that was a good second serve. It got up high, didn't it, and caught Katie Boulter there, just reaching a little bit for the return.
More great communication from the Aussie team there. They look the livelier pair just now. It's on serve, though, in the second set. 3-2, they lead. And what are we, just 2.5 weeks out from the Aussie Open? I imagine a lot of the mixed doubles pairings for that first slam of the year are not yet set, and I wonder if some will be set over the course of the next week or so.
I think it's the nature of the mixed doubles that they do get together in the days just prior, some of them.
Unplayable. Seriously.
I think they're talking about the Katie Boulter serve. Matt Ebden saying it's unplayable, and they're telling him how many times he's been aced. They're going to give him a hard time about that in the locker room, it looks like. Unfair. I mean, that was 173 Ks on the line.
Those serves would be aces against an awful lot of players, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, can't argue with those serves.
You know, those first serve aces we're talking about, they have a lot to do with accuracy. You know, if it's 173 or 220, either way, if it's close to the line, it'll be, they'll get your fair share of aces out of that. So Katie Boulter really showing up her skills
Slightly different way around, but it reminds me of Iga Swiatek making mincemeat of the Lorenzo Musetti second serve in the United Cup last year. That was good fun.
Oh, big mistake.
Oof. Yeah, fluffed his lines a bit there, Ebden.
And it makes a difference, you know, in these sudden death games. If you get behind on your serve in the sudden death, it really imparts pressure on you, because you're probably going to have to face a sudden death point at some stage. And he let Skupski off the hook there.
Yeah, quick service game here would be a dream for Boulter and Skupski, who have really felt under the cosh for a while now.
Yeah, he's a good athlete, isn't he? Terrific return from Storm there, but Ebden covering the court, just loping across there with a cross step.
Not seen much of the I formation, have we, from the Brits tonight?
So it's easy in retrospect, but that first point right now is looming as very important. I mean, you know, imagine that.
You called it. Just one more game point. Had looked like an easy hold for the Brits. That'll do nicely, though. Yeah, a little applause from partner Katie Boulter, and that is a hold for the Brits. We're very pleased about that. 3-3. They're hanging tough in this second set. When he makes a connection on that forehand, Skupski, it's a lovely shot.
Mm-hmm.
15 love.
And there again, the movement of the net player is causing a few of those errors on the return. Not knowing whether he's going, staying, having to hit the ball into a smaller area.
Let's say bad bounce. Give Katie Boulter the credit there. Definitely didn't.
I think you commentated that perfectly.
Didn't bounce where she was expecting it to. Let's just say I'm someone that knows what that feels like.
We all do. Yeah, he's good overhead, is Matt Ebden, and the Aussies in the driver's seat here.
There we go. That is a hold for the Aussies. 4-3. They lead. Well, this is my first time in Western Australia, and I'm loving my time here so far. Apparently there's lots more to see than just here in Perth. Margaret River, just 3 hours south of Perth. I say just, that's not a lot in these parts. In the UK, that is a lot, but just 3 hours south of Perth, over 100 highly decorated limestone caves beneath the surface. And explore the Cape to Cape walking trail, rugged coastline. Have you been?
Do you like red wine?
I do like red wine.
It's not a bad place. There's some magnificent red wine in Margaret River, and it is only 3 hours. You can drive thousands of kilometres north of Perth, but that's only a couple of hundred south.
Sold. So it's been nip and tuck this second set. It has felt like the Aussies have had the momentum throughout, but impressive grit from Boulter and Skupski to hang in there. And let's see how many times Katie Boulter can ace Matt Ebden in this game.
You know, the nasty side of us probably wants to see it a couple more times, you know?
I certainly do.
Do you?
I want to see the reactions from the Aussie team pod.
Wow, that's world class. And that's what a short backswing can do. It's so compact. You know, Casey Delacqua used to return a bit like this. She was a lefty, also from Perth, in our commentary team now. Kath, I'm sure you know Casey.
I do.
Yeah, quite well. And that was a Casey Delacqua return there.
Oof, right idea.
Yeah. Well, it's a split-second decision, and she just got caught stretching, sort of reaching for that a bit too much. Ebden was there. I mean, you've got to go, but she just didn't quite get there, did she, to the pitch of the ball?
Another great angle on the serve from Boulter. Precision on serve tonight. Really impressive. Yeah, Skupski making light work of that.
14-15.
Well, he had a good play on that return, didn't he? But couldn't make a good connection with it. So 2 points for the Brits to level up this tight second set. Hasn't been missing many of those, Matt Ebden, but a good game, good service game there from Katie Boulter. For all it is, only the business end of this second set. Tension, it could start to play a part.
Well, that's the logical place to go. If you're standing close, play the I formation. It increases the angle down the middle, and it's more percentage play. Excellent start to this game. Perfect.
He's missed a few of those.
Yeah. Well, that's one he shouldn't miss. He was there, Matt Ebden, and Skupski did well to make him at least play, but the court was open.
Similar serve, wasn't it, down the tee?
20-15.
Executing brilliantly once again. And on the second.
Well, these balls are getting up, aren't they? Like, there we go. Hand signals. But this is a good second serve. It really jumps here. Catches the top of the frame.
What does a pinky finger mean?
Well, it depends who you ask, I think.
In this context,
did you
what
really
does a pinky
think that I would know?
mean?
I think it means I'll fake and stay, and that was a thumb. That.
Whatever it meant, it did not get the job done there. So just 1 game point remaining.
Ooh, big miss. Yeah.
Did she need to take that bigger swing?
I don't think so, and sort of against the grain, isn't it? She doesn't normally do that, but gee, that's a real interesting miss because it opens the possibilities up here.
Yeah, from 40-30 suddenly to a break point, deciding juice. So it's both game point and break point. Big moment here.
Well, Storm Hunter will be very, very relieved.
Yeah, big moment, big serve. And it is a hold for the Aussies, much as Neal Skupski is sceptical. We'll have the Bolt 6 replay to confirm. It is indeed in. It's a great serve for Matt Ebden, and it's a great hold for the Aussies.
Fresh one. I'm not sure about this whole water system.
I'm not sure about it either. Have you seen some of the ones?
Oh my God, look. Yeah.
No, it's outrageous.
Start of your match.
Outrageous.
Start back in the just a bit lower. Just stay a bit lower
On the backhand, okay.
Yeah. Get this game, and then when she's serving, and it's eye, go line up there.
Yeah.
Once you go your NBA, come on, get this game. Yeah.
Go, guys. Go.
So the Aussies within a game of getting their first win on the board in this 2024 United Cup. The Brits serving to stay in this second set, and in the match it will be Neal Skupski to serve. Again, great returning from Storm Hunter.
Love 15.
She's really committed to those. Did well to get him on the move there, Neal Skupski.
15-13.
Couldn't find the court, and this is a dangerous moment now for the Brits. 15-30. He has been serving well, Skupski. Could use a couple of big ones here. Yeah, knows it was an opportunity. But still, 30 all, still an opportunity. 2 points away from the match, the Aussie team. Great use of angles from Skupski. First on the serve, then on the forehand.
14-13.
Nerveless stuff from him. And a point for a 5-all scoreline in this second set. Good call to go down the middle. Brings us to juice, which of course means it brings us to match point. Neal Skupski will serve to Matt Ebden. It'll either be 5-all or it'll be game, set and match, Australia. Good serve. Took a bit of pace off, did Neal Skupski. Made sure of it. Just too big an ask there from Matt Ebden. So on we go, 5-all. And all to play for. Storm Hunter will serve. Yeah, she just gave a leg a whack there, Katie Boulter, because that was the issue, I think. Just couldn't quite get in the right position for that forehand. Played a lot of tennis this evening, of course. 2 sets in the singles as well. And another miss on her preferred wing. Brings up 40 love for the Australians. They are holding with far more ease. They've had the bit within their teeth throughout this second set, but the Brits just hanging in there. So a hold to love for the Aussies as they return to the team pod, as do Team GB, who will come out to serve once again to stay in the match.
Time.
Well, Kath, I think they'll target, the Aussies are definitely going to target Katie here if they can just get the ball back to her and keep Neal away from knocking that first ball off is their objective here.
Was that one what you'd call the right kind of miss?
Probably. So if the point's not over in the first volley from Skupski here, there's a lot of pressure mounting now. And you don't want to get behind on that service game at the business end of a set. Not in the sudden death format.
She's done that a few times tonight, hasn't she? Such an impressive serve. And I think Alex de Minaur will be quite happy to get off camera tonight. Yeah, the first serve does seem increasingly critical for Katie Boulter just now. 30 all, needs this point, does the Brit. Well, she has been delivering when she's most needed to tonight. That was another good serve. And it's a point for a tie break. Lovely bit of touch from Boulter. And she does take us into a second set tie break. They've fought hard for this, and they have earned it. Would be against the run of play if the Brits nicked this set, but that is the beauty of a tiebreak. You just never know. Let's find out. Matt Ebden to open up proceedings. Very commandingly so.
1-0 team spread.
He's certainly been good on the overhead, hasn't he, Matt Ebden? Just, I can't remember him missing one tonight, and going both ways, really curved. That was a more difficult one to come around the outside of that ball and take it out of the forehand wing of Boulter. A little bit safer going away, so he's got good control there. Well, his athleticism, Kath, really showing through here. He read that lob beautifully. Storm was so close to the net, she had no chance, so he covered nicely.
Just looked like he took control of that rally. Strong stuff from Ebden. And an early lead for the Aussies. She has been committing to those returns, Storm Hunter. She's missed the odd one, but by and large, it's paying off for her. 3-0 now, with 2 serves to come for Team Australia. Yeah, that just about sums it up. Heck of a return.
Sort of a must make, wasn't it, that particular return? Go down 4-love here and you're in all sorts of trouble. So clutch backhand up the line there. .28 winners apiece.
good count, that, for a 2-set match. It's been decent quality. Katie Boulter adding to it there. She does like to hit that forehand when given the opportunity.
Yeah, and I think just committing too early on that occasion, Matt Ebden, I mean, she's swinging freely at this forehand and he just goes too early. Look at him go. And there was a mile there to hit that ball into.
So 3-love becomes 3-2. And we're back on serve. Uncharacteristic from Storm Hunter, that. Just didn't react quickly enough on the volley. And 3-love now becomes 3-all. Kind of the story of this set. Just when you think the Aussies have got it, the Brits hit back. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. That's good advice from, I think that might have been Fran Jones there in the GB pod.
Yeah.
Lots of encouragement from Leighton Hewitt in the Aussie pod. Back to work we go. Deep discussion there between the Brits. What have they got for us? Of course, Katie Boulter's got an ace. Takes them to 9 for the match. Good serving from Ebden. This really is nip and tuck. Everyone's nerve getting tested here. I formation for the Aussies. Oof. Yeah. It was there to be hit, wasn't it? And Katie Boulter can rarely resist when a forehand is there for hitting, but a little bit rash from her.
I think it just got up a bit higher than she was expecting. And he's had that tendency, Ebden, during this match to get the second ball to kick just a little bit higher trajectory. And I think that brought the error, Kath.
Skupski second serve to look at here. 4-5. Yeah, and you felt like Team Australia knew that was an opportunity when Skupski missed the first serve. Ebden making sure of the return there. Hunter standing strong up at the net, and it is 2 match points for Team Australia. They will have one if needed on their own serve, but the first will come on the Skupski serve. It looked like like the Hunter return had got the job done, but what a bit of improvisation from Neal Skupski. Let's have another look at this. I think Carlos Alcaraz would be proud of that.
Turn it up.
Yeah. Leighton Hewitt doing my job for me again.
Well, turn it up generally means, are you serious?
Good news for Team Australia. One more match point to come. Not quite to be for Katie Boulter on the forehand or in the doubles tonight. Still a great showing from her. Straight sets over Tomljanovic earlier, but it is Team Australia that get a first win on the board. Matt Ebden and world #1 doubles player Storm Hunter getting the job done in 2 straight sets. 6-3, 7-6. Aussie hopes very much alive in this round-robin format. They'll still play Team USA, as will the Brits.